Hi there, I'm going to be going through the June monthly features and updates. We're going to be talking about 3 tips for your Monday.com account and how you can better it. The first thing is that there is a new feature where if we go to this automate robot in the top right corner and then we add a new automation, it automatically goes to the custom automation to start. The other thing is that we can now use groups as a criteria for the automations. So first, if we wanted to say when an item is created, we can put that criteria that if the item is in this group. So we could point out by group what we want to define for this action. So instead of this action being defined by just an item created, we can say in this group. Then we can even change the status to something. So maybe when it's always in project 1, by default it needs to be reviewed. And that's just a nice little piece that has been added to the Monday.com custom automations. We can then add that in here and we can see that. The next thing is that we can also change this priority and how it sorts. So by default, we know that the sort is this up and down arrow inside of all of the columns, and by default, it will sort chronologically. But something cool about the priority column is that we can define how it gets sorted in here. So for example, if I were to go to the settings in the priority column, customize this column, it by default brings up every single one of the labels that you have. And you can click and drag to change the order of how you want it to be sorted. So if you want high to be at the beginning and then medium and low, that's how it will be sorted, and we can see that this way. But let's say that I wanted to change it up and maybe I wanted it to be low, medium, high. So maybe I want to see those low priorities first. If I change it around this way, I can see that it changed my organization for this sort. The next thing is that we all know that your automations can get pretty complex. So for example, this one with my group, I made a custom automation here. And maybe I missed a piece. So maybe I need to set the status and I needed to add a date. So normally what people would do for this is they would start adding a new automation and completely recreate it from scratch. But something that we suggest to people is go to your automation and then duplicate it to start. Because when you duplicate it, you keep all of the things that you previously had, and you can even add that extra criteria without having to outline again the actual full automation. We can just edit from here. We can even delete portions as if we were starting from the beginning. But this way we don't have to redefine and redo everything. That's all for this month. See you next month.